Hello, friends. This is Randy Saleh, Assistant Professor of Business for Tarrant County College, and I am your personal finance instructor. I just wanted to send you a quick little video of going over our updated timeline. Wow, what a way to start the semester with a full-blown pandemic in the United States. Good time to take this course, though, I hope. There's a lot of strange things going around, and I just wanted to kind of get you on this course. And many of you have done a great job already of answering the first discussion board, getting your quiz done, your orientation quiz. And so just want to update on our new timeline. I do have that as a new file for your updated course organizer, so you can always check back to that with all your dates. And I have adjusted all the dates in the course. I believe I have. If you've come across anything at any time, never hesitate to shoot me an email and contact me, and I will look into an assignment or a project if the dates don't jive up with the new course organizer. Yes, there is just a lot of anxiety. Friends, hey, I may be just a little bit older than some of you, and I'm a child of the 1980s and 90s, and I've never seen anything like this. So I'm not sure any of us ever have. So there's a lot of anxiety, there's a lot of uncertainty, there's job loss, there's just fear. Heck, I am fearful right now of different things, and so I'm trying to say what I can do to this course to eliminate some of that anxiety, to make it a streamless process and still get a good learning experience out of everything. So let's see what we can do to kind of mitigate some of the anxiety that's going around and make this class enjoyable and fun. We are in Unit 1, Planning Our Personal Finances. I hope you're enjoying it. I know many of you got a really early start to this class because I opened it up the week before it started, and some of you have completely finished this, and I'm looking at your projects right now. So fantastic. And if you haven't, you're on track. Let's start getting that done. Hopefully you're working on that great project. And as I'm looking at the project, again, this is an introduction right in here. The 6 steps to your financial planning process is question 1. Goes through question 2, influence on economic conditions. And yeah, this is a tremendous influence. Again, we knew something was coming. We saw it in January, flooding through China and the Asian continent. And this is the 5th pandemic that we have gone through, the world has gone through in 20 years. And so we should have known, but here it is. And even with the best laid plans, it catches us in a different zone. So yeah, this is a big thing right here on influences for question number 2. So right now, I don't have a question on the first project for your emergency fund, but look back through my notes. You can go on Dave Ramsey. In your college years, I have down there that you should have at least $1,000 to $3,000. I think that would be so amazing right now if most American families had 3 to 6 months of emergency funds that would pay for expenses, not desires and wants, but things you just got to have, because so many people are getting unemployed right now and are losing their cash flow. And that emergency fund, in my opinion, as we look at this course, is the foundation of your financial plan. Because when we don't have a solid emergency fund just for catching things that catch us off guard, it's Murphy's Law. Anything can go wrong, will go wrong. That'll help us out so much because we won't have to borrow heavily on credit or cash in any type of IRAs or retirement planning. So the emergency fund right now is getting us through some of this uncertainties, and it is so important. I think you can look back at this event and understand why we need that emergency fund so desperately. I'm also looking through a few of the questions on like work experience and professional network. Unfortunately, we are seeing a lot of layoffs right now. And so, my friends, if you don't have a LinkedIn account, LinkedIn, you need to get one today. All right. For those of you who have a LinkedIn account, and once you get your LinkedIn account set up, please feel free to find me, Randy Saleh. All right. You spell my name from your course syllabus. I would be happy to link in with you. You've got to get a very powerful network going on in the future as well when you go out and looking for those professional jobs. And this is a great place to start, and I'll be happy to help any way I can to link in with you. Again, as we're looking at what we've got coming up, so this Saturday, all right, we have the rest of our quiz 1. All right, it's due by 11 p.m. Saturday, April 4th. So I think you'll see most of your due dates are going to be on a Saturday at 11 p.m. That gives you, hopefully a good amount of time to complete that. You have 3 attempts on the quiz. Friends, take every attempt. By the third time, you ought to have a pretty good idea. And again, I also have in your course, you have a review. So the test comes right from that review. We're more of a quiz, and it's 25 points. So take every chance you can, all right, because you cannot do any worse on that. Also due this Saturday is our first project. Planning Personal Finances is due by 11 p.m. Saturday, April 4th. It is worth 200 points. For those who may not have, been able to start that project, please start it now. I need every question answered, all right? And so as I'm looking at the assignment, there are 10 questions, all right? Every question must have an answer to it. As long as you can total 1,000 words for the entire project, you and it's good formatting, and like I put in the objectives there in the directions, you should get at least an 80. All right, great. The more you write, the higher your grade gets. But if we are kind of coming to that point where we need to start finishing it up versus starting it up, so bullet out your answers. And for each topic, for each question, get up to at least 1,000 words, and you've got a good solid 80 right there, which is a very honorable grade. So let's get that turned in by Saturday, April 4th, which is this Saturday coming up. There's also a bonus project, cash flow planning, for those who want to get better at budgeting, and that's what a cash flow plan is. I've extended that. It is due Monday, April 6th, but I've extended it to 11 p.m. You can still turn it in on April 8th. And that's up to 25 bonus points. If you complete all the requirements there, you can get up to 25. And that's a nice extra points, but it really helps you in your budgeting, and looks at your car and your house expense and your rent expense, and just kind of is a little test for your budget and to see if we're in good parameters. So that's Unit 1. Unit 2 is the culture of debt. And again, we are living in a culture of debt. What are some ways? The project basically how to understand what consumer credit is, what happens when you get too much of it, how to get rid of it, how to basically build a good credit score. Please look at my notes on that. I think that's invaluable. You need a credit card. You do need some avenues to build your credit, because at some point we want a newer car, but what we really want is a house, okay? And that's going to basically, your credit score will dictate what interest rate you get to pay. The better the credit score, the lower the interest, and the tremendous amount of money you'll save over time. So I have some notes and PowerPoint set up of how to build that credit score. Hope you like that. Again, we are working with our friend Frank, and it's a case study. And when you get through with this course, if you can answer all the questions that you're answering for Frank, you've got a pretty good idea, got an excellent idea to survive in this world and to really prosper and in your personal finances. So on Saturday, April 11th, okay, discussion boards 2 and 3 are due. All right, that's how to save an extra $100 a month. And it also, discussion board 3 looks at the crisis we're having in student loans. Friends, you are a student of Tarrant County College, and you take every single course that you can here, and even more before you transfer out, for those of you wanting to transfer. Now, I know a few of you are at a transfer school right now, and this will transfer back. Fantastic. But do whatever you can to keep that debt as low as possible. I do have in these notes ways to pay off that debt very ruthlessly. Those are worth 20 points apiece, and I believe discussion boards are going well. Those are great 20 points. Again, 10 points is your answer, and then 5 and 5 for at least 2 other of your classmates. And I think this is really where the real learning is, because when you learn from each other, and I tell you what, I learn the most out of this class every time I teach it, because I learned so much from you, and how all of you are just really very creative in saving different money and trying to eliminate debt. So Keep it up. Keep it up on the discussion boards. They're great. Now, this Unit 2 quiz and the Unit Project 2, the Culture of Debt, those are Saturday, April 18th. Okay, so they are both due at 11 p.m. Again, the quiz, 3 attempts is 25 points. Take every attempt you can. By that third time, I think you should be doing very well on that quiz. And then again, 200 points, the project, the Culture of Debt, that is due at that time, Saturday, April 18th by 11 p.m. And I know some of you are working on that right now, but again, this will give you some great strategies to, manage and hopefully eliminate so much of your consumer debt over your lifetime and work experience. Some debt's okay, we know we got to have a mortgage debt, and some of us will buy a car. But again, the better, the least amount of debt you have, the better credit score you have. It just makes life a lot easier and a lot more peaceful. Now, what I have done here, I have taken out Unit 4 of the course and combined it with some of Unit 3. So instead of 4 projects, I've narrowed it down to 3. And so what I've combined Unit 3 and 4 project together. I just basically took the best questions from each unit and put it together. And that gives us 11 total questions. So, discussion board 4 is going to be due April 25th, all right, and that's by 11 p.m., another 20 points. You'll have discussion board 5, which is just a wrap up of the course. I hope you've, do you feel better about your finances at this point? That is due by Saturday, May 2nd at 20 points. Saturday, May 2nd is Unit Quiz 3, all right, that's due by 11 p.m. Again, 3 attempts, just like everything else. It should be well. And then I've extended as long as I possibly can here. So your Project 3 is investments and completing your financial plan. And this is a great one. This is going to go over what are some factors of risk, because it goes over, Project 3 and 4. Investment risk. What are some of the investment vehicles that may be the best for us in the long term? What about a 401k? And we'll look at IRAs, and I'll just give you the hint right now, the topic. If you can do an IRA, if you can do the Roth IRA, R-O-T-H, Roth, provided that you're not making a tremendous amount of money. If you're making over $110,000, $20,000 as a single person, then you may not be able to take advantage of the Roth, or $210,000 as a married filing jointly. But for most of us, we could be able to. It is a tax-free IRA. And the sooner you can start into that, the better. And so, yes, we'll look at that. We'll look at a will. Do you need a will? Well, you absolutely do. If you're over 18 years old, the will is the only thing that can speak for you, a traditional will, if you were to pass away. And you want something speaking for you versus the state of Texas. Because if you do not have a will and you pass away, you die intestate, which means you have no will and the state of Texas takes over. So just some things to wrap up our financial plan. And talk about retirement planning and what are some of the investments. Now that will be worth 300 points, because the 4th project was only worth 100, and so I keep the point total the same, which I believe is 900 points total for the class. And so that one will be worth 300 points, but it's due Tuesday, May 5th, and I cannot extend that deadline because literally the semester is May 6th is the last day of the semester. So. But that spreads it out a little bit better. I hope that's a little more helpful for you, a little less stress and anxiety as we're going through, which is not easy right now. And again, I hope you take advantage of so many of the different sites that I have for you. This may help you in your papers as well as just good stuff for you. So it's right here, Personal Financial Websites. It's a folder, so you just click that open, and there we go. A lot of resources right here. Susie Orman, Dave Ramsey, Zander Insurance, legal forms. There you go. There's your will right there. You can get it easy. The Penny Hoarder, just Google Finance, MSN Finance. Maybe you've already gone on some of these. Acorns Investing. I'm a big fan of this one because it is a app that you have on your phone. And you can literally start opening up your Roth IRA or a traditional IRA in just a savings investment account. and they are electronic traded funds, which are very much like a mutual fund, and it based on your risk level. So, and it's just a great way to invest a little bit each day, and get you going on your way. So, utilize all of that we have for you, and PowerPoint back up here. Boom, we can do it. Feel free again to contact me anytime. Shoot me again an email, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Hope you guys are doing well, healthy, and let's make it a great day.